Hi guys, my name is Michelle Robles, and I've decided to do Chapter 8, Number 10 problem called Penalty Kick. I chose this because I have played soccer my whole life, and also it seemed patriotic over the 4th of July weekend. So when presenting this word problem, I of course would read it over with my students first and then decide what the important information is from our word problem. Penalty kick. China and the United States are playing each other in the championship match of the 1999 Women's World Cup soccer tournament. Brandi Chastain of the United States team is about to take a penalty kick against the Chinese team's goalkeeper, Gao Heng. Chastain will kick the ball from 18 yards away from the goal at 120 miles per hour. How many seconds does the goalkeeper have to react, dive, and reach the ball before it crosses the goal line? Now, this is a pretty lengthy word problem and could overwhelm some students, so I would definitely encourage them to read it more than once and then figure out what is the important and necessary information that we need from this word problem. My students would also probably have had some prior practice with unit conversions before this problem. I have highlighted my important information, 18 yards, which is how far away she was when she kicked the ball, and 120 miles per hour, how fast she kicked the ball. I have also underlined my question, how many seconds does the goalkeeper have to react, dive, and reach the ball before it crosses the goal line? And up here, I've also bullet pointed some of that important information and the question that I need to answer. So I need to keep this in mind while I am solving my problem. And I have kept my word problem up here so I can glance back at it as I solve and remember what I am trying to solve for. I'm going to start off by putting the information that I do know so that I can solve for what I do not know. So I start off with putting 120 miles. It equals 1 hour. And I need to figure out how many yards are in 1 mile first, which I did here, 17,600 yards in 1 mile. And then I need to multiply both those sides by 120, since 120 is the miles that I'm solving for. So I've done that and figured out that I have 211,200 yards in 120 miles. So now that I have converted my miles to yards, I also need to figure out my seconds in 18 yards, because I remember 18 yards is how far away she is from the goal. So I need to convert my hours into seconds here, which I have to do a little extra work on the side. So I need to figure out there's 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, and I multiply those two together to figure out I have 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. So my students would have to know this as well in order to solve the problem here. So now I have how many seconds and how many yards that I need to solve this. So I set this up so I can cross multiply. So I'm going to multiply my 211,200 yards times x, and that equals 18 yards times my 3,600 seconds. And I know that I need to get x by itself, so I would ask my students, how can I get this x by itself? Well, since it is multiplied by my yards here, I need to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So I divide my yards out, and if I do that to my left side, I also need to do that to my right side. So I have my x equals 18 yards times 3,600 seconds, all divided by my 211,200 yards. My yards cancel each other out, and I'm left with 64,800 seconds over 211,200 seconds. So my x is equal to 0.3068. So it took 0.3 seconds for the ball to reach the goal line. So I have my solution here, which I would like my students to write in a complete